Hey everyone, Anthony here today, and I don't know why I say that because I'm always here. It's a strange intro, but anyway. Today we're just going to run through briefly menus. So obviously having Python code's great, or having code in general is great, but you kind of want to provide a user interface. So we haven't got into advanced stuff, advanced user interfaces yet, but the most primitive thing, and honestly one of the most useful things, is to have a menu that shows up. So we'll do two things. So first of all, we're going to do the very basic kind of hello world exercise. So hello world is something like this: Nuke message hello world. So this is just what we want to happen. When someone presses a button, we just want to print out the hello world message. It's not exciting. It really is not exciting at all. I'm just going to change to single quotes for simplicity. Exactly the same from Python. Single and double quotes don't matter. So that's what we want to do. Now, what we want to do is make a button somewhere here on the nodes menu, right? And we want to make it say the word hi. We want the button to be press hi, and then it will show us this message, right? So as I was describing it, I've kind of told us what we need to do. We need to go into Nuke, and we need to ask it about the menu system, which funnily enough is the name of the function. The help on this is actually really good. It'll tell you about all the different menus you can access. So you'll notice there's access, node graph, viewer, properties, animation, nodes, news, pane. The one we're going to go for is nodes toolbar, but obviously you can add your own menu options to here and some other things. So the way in which this works is you start by asking Nuke for the menu. So in this case, we want the Nuke menu. We want the nodes menu. The Nuke menu is from an earlier version of this demo, which didn't work as well. So the menu. All right. So Nuke menu nodes. It's going to give you back a menu object. Now the menu object is our hook into everything within, it's the menu. So menus have items on them, which is what this gives us a hook into. So you can ask it, hey menu, what do you got? Items. So you can ask it for items, and it's going to tell you, well, I've got a menu, and I've got a menu, and I've got another menu, and I've got a bunch of menus. Menus also have things like a name. So the menu is the Nuke nodes menu, which has the name of nodes, obviously enough. So let's have a look at the other ones. For menu in items in the menu, print menu dot name. Right, now this is probably going to be pretty obvious what it is. Image, draw, time, channel, color, filter, keyer, merge, transform, 3D. Image, draw, time, channel, etc, etc, etc. So that's a basic start about how you navigate around this. So just remember that it's a menu can have menus. Right, now we'll just cheat quickly. So the first one is this menu here. So we'll just when I say cheat, I mean actually cheat. The menu 0. So the first item in the menu. So we get all the items in the menu, and then we ask it for the first thing in the list. So menu item 0, it's a menu. So we can ask that for items. You'll notice this time that we've asked for menu item 0, which, let's confirm, the menu item 0, the name of this is image, right? So it is this guy up here, okay? And then we ask image, which is a menu, what items it has. It's got a whole bunch of menu item objects. So notice here, it doesn't have any further menus. All these are at the top level. So these are items. And we can actually see that with, I think color will do. Yeah, color. Color's good. So color is the 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's the fifth item from the top, which is the index 4. So let's have a look at that one quickly. Menu items, 4 items. Yes, here is a mix. You can see there's got a menu, a menu, a menu. Then it's menu item, menu item. The rest of them are all menu items, which is menu, 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 menu items all the way down. All right, so you can navigate and find stuff this way. So let's do the basic thing, hello world. So we just want to add to the top level menu a hello world button right here where the mouse is. This is not going to be pretty. So menus have an ability to ask them to add a command. For anyone who's done any Qt, this will look surprisingly suspicious, and it is exactly what you think. It's all pie side under the it's Qt under the hood. I think we're in I think it's pie side. I forget. Yeah, it's pie side, not PyQt. So we want to add a command. Now, if you look at the help for command, there's actually quite a lot of power here, but we're going to use the most primitive form because it's a hello world thing. So the two things we need to provide are what we want the command to be called. It's like hi, and what it's going to do. Now, treat this as a single line script. So in the script editor, we had this, which we ran to give us our hello world message. And then we're just going to put that straight in here. So we're going to create a command, or we're going to add a command to the menu with a name of hi, which is a really dumb name, and it's going to execute this script. Right? And then, just because I know what's going to happen, the item is going to be that. So let's just run these two. If you were to spot on the left hand side, this has become the word hi because we've just added our command. If you press it, magic, hello world has come up. So that is almost the very first thing you'll ever do with menus. It's as simple as that. Find the menu you want to get to, then add the command to it. Because we've chosen the nodes menu, it magically pops up in the tab completion as well. Right. So obviously you generally don't want to put it at the top level. That's annoying. So let's just leave that there for now. Let's put it a bit deeper, and we want to go into the let's use color, the color math menu. All right. So previously when we went through it, we could ask what have we got here? We could do this in a we could do this in a brain dead painful way. Get the menu we could iterate through this loop for item in the menu. Yes, if item.name equals color, then break. So basically stop the loop from continuing. And then we can go for item in, where are we? Item.items. For anyone who's watched the previous video about recursion, this will look, recursion and that kind of thing. This will look really familiar. We're basically doing the same thing. We're starting at the top and going down until we find it. You can see this is just getting silly and annoying. What you can do is with a menu, you can use the find item call. The find item call takes a string, so it asks you for a path. So we're going to find item to be wanted color, and we wanted math. You can see it's given us the menu object here. So it's found it, and then this is now the real menu. The real menu. Okay, equals the menu. So the menu is this one. The real menu is finding it, and then we're going to add this command. Let's call it the real item. The real item equals the real menu. Add the command here. So we'll just run those three. And then we're expecting it to be in the color menu, math, hi. All right. So exactly the same as you would probably expect with any kind of pathing. If you're used to diving through groups and everything, you would possibly have guessed that there's a dot system. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. But you'll notice that in this case, if I ask it for something that doesn't exist, so color.math is not a sensible menu for it, it will actually blank out here. All right, so it'll give you a none value. So that way you can ask it for color math. Not a real thing. Is a real thing. So you can put logic and then say, if that menu doesn't exist, then don't don't try add a menu to it or add a command to it because it will break. Using this find item, so we happen to know that we put this here. So we're going to look for color math. We did a math. Call it high. So I'll actually just run this quickly. You can see it's come back with a menu item object. So it's found this object we've created, the item. Right. So once you have this item back, you can start manipulating it. So we can do a few things. We can look at the icon. We can look at the script. So this is what the script it's running. And we can also, in our case, let's just change the script, set script. Since I'm in Montreal, we're just gonna use our thing. So Nuke message, bonjour, just for a little bit of local flavor. So I've set the script on that item, and that is now changed. Bonjour, hi. So this is kind of primitive manipulation, but that is hopefully going to give you access to making all these things. Now, the last thing obviously to cover is removing it. So we want to just remove this because this is dangly and strange. So same way we do it, we'd find the item. So we're in the Nuke menu nodes and we're finding the item called high. Right, so we found it. And our most logical thing would be the menu. Hey menu, remove item, the item. This seems super logical until you try to do it. This actually doesn't, sorry, the item. This doesn't work. There's a couple reasons for this, but treat it treat it as that the menu system is a little bit sensitive. It's Qt under the hood, so it's got a whole bunch of plumbing you need to keep in line. And the way in which you sort of keep it in line is you don't make an item and ask the menu to remove it. You ask the menu to remove the item with a particular name. So in this case, please remove the high item. All right, and you can see it's just disappeared. You can run that a couple times and it'll say couldn't find it, not going to delete it. This, I believe, well, you're about to find out. I believe that, right? So you can see the same remove item is matches find item. So color math high. I've removed it. What the? Why did that report true? Okay, so I was right with my initial thing. I didn't think you could do that. So yeah, let's do that. So okay, so let's do this again because I always thought that was a bit strange that worked. So yeah, as a lesson to the wise, do all your live demos non-live so you can make sure you don't stuff up. So okay, we found the item and we want to remove it. Challenge is we can't ask the item to self-destruct. We have to ask the menu to get rid of it, and we can't ask the menu at the top level. We can't say, hey, top level menu, just remove this thing that you don't own, because it's not in direct control of color math high. You can actually let's get rid of this one, which is AIR. I believe you can do this though. Right? You can ask the nodes menu to remove the AIR menu because it controls that, but it doesn't control anything this far down. So anyway, let's get the item. So the item, and you should be able to look at the. Oh no, you don't have a parent. That's a no. That's annoying. As you see, I haven't done removals in a while. Usually you set things up and then you never try dynamically modify them. So I've got a bit of time. All right, so the problem we're up against here is that we want to remove this piece of junk I put in here, which is color math high, the high command here. We can get it. We can get the item, and we can modify it. We can set the script to be whatever we want, right? But we want to How do we do this? Okay, so we need to find the menu that backs onto this thing, right? And we can use the find item command. So this is gonna be a bit silly. So if this was the full path of the file, item path is that one. So let's say hypothetically we know this exists. So in fact we do it like, by the way, this is me thinking as I go, so this is probably suboptimal in many ways, all right? So if the item is none, yeah, raise. This doesn't exist. So I'm just putting in a, even with me doing demo stuff like this, I'm doing a basic amount of security. So, right, it hasn't complained at me. So if I try to remove this thing here, yeah, I've got this value error, this doesn't exist. All I'm doing is I'm actually making my life easier. I'm just sort of assuming that I only have to deal with code after this point. I only have to deal with a situation where it exists. So I don't have to worry about someone giving me a bad thing and error handling throughout this. So I basically bail early. All right. So we know the item path is good. So the item path, what we want to do is we actually want to search backwards. Right. So if you imagine, if we split it on these delimiters here, color math, blah, the working one, please, color math high. So we actually want to look for color math high, and if that's a menu, jobs no. Actually, wait, we can just do this even simpler. Sorry, I'm overcomplicating things. We do it this way. We split it on things. We basically take everything apart from the last one. We join it back on those same delimiters. That's got to be the menu, and then nuke the menu dot find item. I laugh at myself when I do silly things. So the parent menu is that one. So you can ask that one to parent menu dot remove item path. Right. And that should now have cleaned it up. What? Why is that not cleaned up? What the hell? I'll explain this in a second. Okay, now it's gone. So let me just explain this a little bit better. So the first thing I stuffed up was overcomplicating the problem. I was going to start walking backwards and doing all this other kind of magic. Really, if this is the item path here, I can't select. Use the keyboard. If this is the item path and it exists, then the parent is literally the one level up. I don't have to be clever, I just have to do it. This this horrible line of code here, okay, so to be honest, it's not that horrible, but if you've never really done much coding, this will look strange. So let me break this down into individual pieces. I'll just break it out. Item path split 0, 1, how do I... yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay, so I'm not sure how to explain this one. All right, so this line is probably where it looks confusing mostly because it's interspersed with the other one. So we're just saying the item path, which is literally this text here, color math high with the slashes between them. We're splitting it on these backslashes, which gives us a list. So color, then math, then high. Great. Then we're saying for that list, just get me 0:-1. So way back in an earlier video, I think beginning of time almost, what this is saying is start and end in this case. So we're saying start at the first one, end at the end, back one. So just drop the last character, drop the last thing in the list. And this is probably something that I may not have introduced until now. What we're saying is we're joining all the items in the list using this as the separator, or that this is the thing that glues it all together. So if you imagine color math, we want to stitch them together, and we'll just use, I don't know, bunch of dashes. Wait, I should print that out. So color, glued together the mass. I'll get rid of this as well so it's even more obvious. So you can see it's just saying take a list of objects, glue them together, join them using this this thing I provided. All right, so that's what we're doing here. Sorry, that's what we're doing here with this thing. So we're just basically taking that away. Right? There's other ways to do it, but this is how I sort of think. I split it into the individual components, throw away the one I don't want at the end, and then glue them back together the way I want them. All right, so that's what we're doing there. We're using the find item command again, or the find item method of the menu, which works exactly the same way it does. And then we've got the parent menu. Then the thing I stuffed up is when I remove the item, I initially did this. I removed the item with the item path. Now, obviously, the item path is the full path to it. So we're saying, hey, color menu, math menu, can you please remove the thing that's called color/math/high? And it is logically coming back and saying, sure, bro, I'll do that. I've removed the thing you've told me to remove, even though there's nothing to remove. So really what we want to do is we want to remove the thing called high. And that's all I did here. I basically did the same trick. I took the item path, split it on the slashes, and just basically got the last item out of it. Yeah. So and that as you can see worked. So if we want to just be super verification, let's do OCIO, and let's get rid of the OCIO display menu item. So the color, it's OCIO display. I'll just put it with a capital Z. If you ran it normally, it would say this doesn't exist, so that's the guard there. And if we run it with that one, I should have removed the OCIO display thing, and it's gone. So that is pretty straightforward stuff there. It's how to manipulate menus and add them or remove them. The shortcut stuff is a little bit more complex, but it's probably worth doing. Yeah, why not? So you can see here the read or write have R and W as shortcuts. We'll add C is color correct right now, so we won't use that. X is, oh god, Q. I'm just trying to think of a shortcut that I can use that. Nope, transform. Note G for grade. U. Okay, the letter U is not used in the node graph. So we're just going to assign the command U to a constant, right? So same concept. We need to find it. We know that it is in the nodes menu, and it is, what was it? It was image, right? Image, yeah. So it's image, and it's constant. Okay, so I'll leave this guard in here. This doesn't cause any problems. So we just need to get the item. So the item, as you saw previously with the script, we can set the script. We can also set the icon. We can also set the shortcut. Now, I'll run the help on this quickly. Oh. So we can set the shortcut in this kind of fashion. Control-Shift-P. So we're just going to set the shortcut to be U. Ah. Cool. And then if we hit U, I get a constant. Not the most useful thing in the world, admittedly, but you will see it updates here. And now I will remove the same thing, remove this, blank it out the shortcut, and then constant's gone. Right. There is a couple gotchas around shortcuts, which is why I'm probably going to throw this to another video since I'm already hit about 25 minutes. The point I'll make is if we go here, yeah, let's clear this quickly. So just so you know, if your shortcuts aren't working, notice how I spent time making sure the shortcut wasn't something that's already been used. So T is for transform. So I'm going to set the shortcut to T for a constant now. So, yep, it's a T. I'm mashing the T button and it's not working. It's because I've created a situation where Nuke's just gone, yeah, no T, I don't know what I'm doing. It's either a transform or a constant. I'm not helping you out. So you can put yourself in a bind quite quickly. And at this point, if I look at the help on the add command function, and I will stretch out the window a lot bigger because there's a lot more to read here. So there is, there's things like shortcut context, which is actually important to know. You've got window, application, and DAG, because as you're all aware, come on. So, let me remove that shortcut. Cool. So if I press T in here, transforms back, right? But if I press T here, I see nothing. If I hit Q here in the DAG, I get this current info for script. If I hit Q in in this one, I turn my overlay on and off. So from a Nuke perspective, where your mouse is located is actually really important for shortcuts, which is what some of this relates to. I believe window, it's been a while since I had to remember this, but there's a difference between window and application. DAG is here. I forget. I will do another thing with a bit more detail on shortcut management and stuff like that, because it would be fun to actually to rebuild this just as a keyboard shortcut thing. And as you saw, I went through all this time to make sure my shortcuts weren't incorrect. I basically had to choose T to break it, and I think I chose U to not break it. So you can go through here and look at all this stuff, but I'm trying to do a Control F to find my shortcut. This is not a useful thing sometimes. Like, you would just do this, Control A, dump it somewhere, and Control F to find the shortcut. We should be able to build that ourselves using the things we've just seen, and we should be able to build not a very good, but a very instructive shortcut manager. But that's for later. So yeah, hopefully that was interesting and helps you get into setting your own menu items, or at least when you get a thing from Nukepedia or something, you'll see a little bit more about how they set up menu systems. Just also be aware at your facility, if you're at something which is more pipeline than just raw Nuke, you'll probably find there is a convention or other ways certain menu systems are built. Like, they're all built to get them into Nuke, they're built off some of the stuff we've seen, but the way in which you register menus or other things will be different. So chat to your local TD, or at least poke around and see if there's a specific way they want you to do things. Because as you saw, some of the stuff we had to do there was a little bit quirky, a little bit annoying. But yeah, otherwise have fun. If you've got any questions, as usual, chuck them in the comments or let me know, and I'll throw up another video, or I'll put more detail there. All right, see you all.